What you think? I stopped doing the show, you pieces of I was working. I was busy. Your boy had to pay the bills. These toys don't buy themselves, my guy. No, I was busy. Plus my hard drive crashed. Come me some slack, gang. Most people, their hard drive crashed, boom, they're jumping off the Ben Franklin Bridge. Me, my hard drive crashed. We're back to work. Same day. But are we back to work? And I don't know. I'm back to work. I'm doing that. I'm putting that work in. This is Cheap Content. Hi, I'm Nick Gregorio. Welcome to Cheap Content. Dude, we got a lot to recap. So buckle the fuckle-apple. Buckle the fuckle-apple. We got a lot to recap. Penguin, we got to print some retractions. Take note, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, New York Post. Sometimes when you're wrong, well, I'm not saying we're wrong, but you're off base, just come clean about it. Turns out that's not the Penguin's wife. That was his mom. They look very close in age in the trailer. With a little bit more perspective, you're like, okay, yeah, now she looks more like a mom. That makes sense. Okay. Penguin, I was wrong about it. I'm enjoying the show. I think it works. I still think the character is a caricature, but it's an unflinching caricature, so I like that. You know, he's still like, you go into white, like he's saying shit like white, then like these things, and I'm like, I don't know. Does anyone talk like that? We already covered that a few episodes. Christine Milioti is really good on the show. Crazy loose cannon. I like the character she's developing for her. Victor, I think Victor works. He is really clean cut, is like extremely clean cut looking. I think they could have dirtied him up for this, especially considering you're in a no man's land type situation. But yo, is this GTA and Vice City? Penguin in the movie, The Batman, was the right-hand man of Carmine Falcone. He's running the Iceberg Lounge. He's running the 22 Below, the secret club. He's selling the dude is untouchable in The Batman. Like, he got debuffed for the Penguin. He's over there running around doing fetch missions. He had the fly whip in there. I was like, oh, snap, I forgot he had like a Maserati because he's a high-ranking guy, but then it's like he's not a high-ranking guy at all. I don't know what the structure of this fake-ass Italian crime family with no actual Italians in it. I wish the real world was like Gotham, because at least Italians would have some level of political, social, and criminal influence. Still harping on that. Still harping on the Italian mob. You know the Italian mob. You see them everywhere. They're on the street. You can't sell a donut in California unless the Italian mob gets a cut. What the fuck? But I'm enjoying the Penguin. I think it works. Cinematically, it lacks a little bit. It's a little bit too TV for me. The direction is stale from a visual standpoint. The scripts are solid. Colin Farrell's carrying the show. I know I talked ass on him, but he's good. Whatever. I'm bitter. Cut me a break. Some slack. No umbrellas. Come on, man. Give me an umbrella. A lot of people have been pinging me. It's Batman Pranos, Peng Pranos. And I'm like, yeah, yes and no. Pranos is a totally different beat. It's pulling elements from it. It doesn't feel as Sopranos as I think a lot of people think it does. I think it's just an Italian-American gangster vibe, and that works. And Penguin's a fat dude, like Tony Soprano was. Talking like things and things. We talk about things and things. Well, you're waking on your things. That should be the slogan up for the show. We're waking on the things. Rings of power. Yeah. Rings of power for now. Dude, I know I've said a lot about this show. I've worked on this show. I'm tied to it professionally for the past few years. However, this season was amazing. I was totally down for this season. I think you can't keep harping on the things that you disagree with creatively that they went with. But the story they're telling and the fall of Eregion, the corruption and fall of Celebrimbor, and how the orcs joined Sauron. Sauron was great in this. Charlie Vickers, I met him before. He was like, well, I was like, okay, whatever. He's kind of like a stuck-up actor, dude, British guy, highfalutin. Season 1, Halbrand was not. I still think it was a very compelling character. I don't think Lord of the Rings, I don't think you need a gotcha or a twist in Lord of the Rings, in that lore, in that world, the Artiverse, if you will. I think the reader always knows who's who, and they're seeing the characters being manipulated by each other. I mean, even when you go to Gollum with Frodo and Sam, like the reader at no point thinks Gollum is a good guy. You know Gollum is a monster, and he's only at bay because of the ring. He's far more sympathetic in the movies, his portrayal, than he is in the book. I thought the Battle of Eregion looked good. I thought all the characters came together well. I don't think we got heavy-handed social commentaries. They stuck to the world and the story they were building. Dude, Sauron, throughout this piece, has looked immaculate. As Anatar, the fits, the scale mail / crow feather on the one arm with the gold hot. Dude, sinister as all get out. The way Charlie Vickers played him was perfect. I mean, he sent the tone for the whole season. They followed through on it. You know, the Harfoots really weren't that annoying. Again, they're very diverse. But if you can get over that and watch what's going on, they weren't annoying in this. It's confirmed. The stranger is ready. Spoiler. Gandalf. I mean, it was fairly obvious, so I don't think I ruined it for anyone. Morgoth's crown. Really like that. That's pretty cool. I like how they used that. I like how they used it in the final fight showdown. Rings of Power. Season 1, if I have to give it a star rating, because of the caliber and the quality of the production. Season 1 gets a 3 out of 5 stars for me. Season 2, we're not doing round numbers here, no rookie scores, one bite, everybody knows the deal. Season 2, 4.3 out of 5 stars. That's me. That's my cake. Critical Drinker, I think he's still vomiting in the bathroom from watching it. Nerdrotic is still screaming into a microphone. He's still on a stream. He's been going like 75 hours straight just streaming about how much he hates Rings of Power. Got so many super chats. You guys are keeping him well fed. But I really enjoyed season 2. I highly recommend it. It's well done fantasy. It's inspired by Tolkien. It is not directly adapted from. It's inspired by. And diversity was important to the creators. And I know that's not going to sit with every fan. And that's okay. And I just wish more people, especially on the Amazon side, admitted that we're going to do things that won't sit with all the fans. But we hope that you come along for the ride with us anyway. That's how I would have messaged it. Think it would have went over a lot better. A couple of the homies if it wasn't Lord of the Rings, then, it'd be a great fantasy show. It's like, it's still Lord of the Rings. It's still inspired by Lord of the Rings. You still have that, you still see glimmers of the source throughout, and things really work. I think Celebrimbor and Sauron, it's not exactly how it took place in the Silmarillion, but I really like how they played it. I thought it worked really well. I thought it was super gruesome, intense, had me hooked. I thought the acting was brilliant. Charlie Vickers and Charles Edwards, Charles Edwards, met him, great dude, awesome performer. Like, he's just an old school classic actor, and these guys, they brought it. I thought they killed it, and I thought it was really strong work all throughout the season. So Ring of Power, check it out. 4.3 out of 5 stars. Frankie, what are we doing, Frankie? You're the undercarriage. Hollywood's still hurting. What are we doing out here? I saw the headline of an article. Seasoned director of photography can't afford a $5 value menu hamburger. First off, you should be embarrassed as an adult to admit that. You haven't prepped, you haven't saved, you've been living paycheck to paycheck. What have you been doing that you can't afford? You should never. Maybe that's the way I was raised, but if you're an adult that can go out there and work a job and you're not because you're like, I'm a DP and that's all I do is DP, high-end productions, that's on you, my dude. No one owes you anything. This industry doesn't owe you anything. And it hasn't. Look, Hollywood is entertainment. Every day I have to remind myself of that. This is not a necessity. Shut up, all you people who are like, no, entertainment, it's not a necessity. There's mindless entertainment for everyone. We need to find a balance between art and entertainment and people that have something to say and that need to go to work and make it. Right now, we have these huge corporate interests that are creating content based on IP that they did not build, that they did not earn, and they're trying to make as much money as possible to satisfy the shareholders and the board. And that is it. So everyone needs to grow up and they need to move on. They need to learn new tools. They need to embrace new technology. Take what you learned from your craft and apply it to a new technology that people are actually interested in. You don't have to embarrass yourself and say, I can't afford a value meal when you're a seasoned director of photography. That is embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. Let's move on. Let's go to work. Let's find solutions. The people I'm working with now are non-traditional. They're new up-and-coming digital. But guess what? We're shooting with 10 cameras. We're running and gunning. We're doing all interesting stuff. I'm very excited and intrigued to be working on this because it's a lot of young people that don't have the baggage of the industry, of the old way. It's a lot of really fun, exciting, good energy, people that want to make interesting things. Now, look, it's not all art and it's not for everyone. And it never should be. It never should be that. I mean, we live in a super democratized entertainment world where you can find whatever you are looking for. So when you demand everything should be homogenous, you demand everything should be the same, and if it isn't, you're angry, well, you lose. Go away, you're old, you're done. I'm thinking about my kids, all these Gen Z, Gen Alphas coming up, they don't care. They don't care what you think. You can't beat them. It's time. You can't beat time. And joining them isn't some type of moral corruption. It's just adapting and evolving like we are supposed to do. Is that all coded in Japan? Uh-oh. Is that the next video? Maybe. Do I have a new super dope VR rig I'm working on? Yes. Am I going to shoot some stuff? Absolutely. Thank you for showing love to Provincial Vibes. I know a lot of people check that out. My boy 33rd Frame, he does amazing FPV drone flying. His footage looks so good, so different geographically than what I see or what I can produce. So it's really fun to collaborate. Andrew Hazelden, the mad scientist behind a lot of the ST mapping and de-squeezing stuff that I do for the VR work. Finally got to touch base with him. So me, Andrew, and 33rd Frame might be starting a podcast soon. That will be a lot different than my normal channel where it's long form. We're going to be talking about all things immersive, future of new media type technology stuff. That's going to be a lot of fun because I don't think there's enough of that right now. I think it's in these really nerdy pockets. And then you have traditional Hollywood telling you things like they can't afford a $5 value meal. I'm seeing Megalopolis tonight. It's probably going to come out. It's Friday. That's that Francis Ford Coppola. I don't know what it's going to be. Epic trash heap, epic trash fire, dumpster fire. You know what though? Coppola has never disappointed me in terms of the man has a vision. The man puts his money where his mouth is. There will be some cringe moments. There will be some bad acting. There will be some awkward moments. But at least it isn't some shallow, vapid corporate product. That's what you want, right? Now get the pieces of shit